Good afternoon everybody. Right, it's going to be a double-ended video. I'm going to give you a little bit of a tip here and also a little demonstration of what we do when we carpet clean. Well, I'm in the office today, so I thought perfectly to show you on our carpets. Our carpets are quite dirty and stained. So if, say for argument's sake, you spill something on your carpet, which it does happen, the kids can spill some squash or pop and so forth, the first thing you do is tend to rub it. Now what that does, it pushes it further into the underlay, so initially you might get it off the surface and all of a sudden a day later you go, wait there, it's come back through, and that's the reason why. So if this does happen to you, I'm going to show you the steps to follow several times, and then that way then in the innocence of stains and the innocence of things like pop and squash, depending, like if it's Ribena then it will stain a bit, but that's when you call someone like myself. The innocence of stains, this will draw out all the fluid. So I just got a cup of water here, so we'll just, if you have a look, what we'll do, we'll just pour that all over the carpet. As you can see now, it's going to start soaking its way in. So what we need is one of these sponges. Now this is a sponge that typically you get for the house to wash your dishes. Now you've got abrasive one side and you've got a sponge the other side. Now what we're going to do, we're going to use this sponge to absorb the water. So I'll bring that camera down a bit. So what I'm going to do now, I've got an empty bowl here, so we're going to brush this on the surface, push down on it, and then what will happen is then the water is going into the tub here. So we're going to keep on repeating this, just go around the area. What we're doing now is trying to absorb the fluid into the sponge. As you can see, it's all coming out. So we're going to keep on doing this till we get no water coming out of there at all. As you can see, quite a lot is coming out. So all I'm doing is pushing the sponge, putting the sponge on the surface and pushing down firmly with my hand. You aren't going to apply too much pressure, enough pressure so the sponge goes flat. And then, see, I'm still getting quite a bit out. Now what you're doing now, you're catching this before it has a chance to actually penetrate into the underlay and cause yourself a massive problem. So, we're nearly done there. Right, I went a bit overkill with this, I think. But anyway, nonetheless. Right, so we leave it to that stage now. But generally you would keep on going, we'll give another go, until you're getting hardly any water coming out of the sponge. Which we're still getting quite a bit out of this one. Right, that's not too bad now. So then what you would do then is go and get yourself some warm water from the tap and some like Persil or something like that, put in with the warm water, then use a clean sponge or clean the sponge that you was using, and then what you would do is, obviously I haven't got a clean sponge, so I'm going to improvise and use this one as just an example. But anyway, you put the sponge into the water, let it suck up the water, and then what we're going to do is over the affected area, just squirt it back on there, repeat that again, to make sure that it's not saturated but enough soapy water on there. And then what we're going to do is repeat the first steps that I've done. So put the sponge on it, push down. Now this is quite frothy because I'm actually using a bit of fairy in here, but I'm only using this as an example to show you guys. Right, so you repeat this step probably several times. And then right at the end then, you can get yourself, I'm going to hand, yes I have, we did. Get yourself a nice damp cloth at the end, and what you can do then, you can give it a light rub over the surface with the cloth, and what you'll find is the innocence of stains then will be removed. If you look at this, that's dirty because our carpets are really bad. That's why I'm going to come to the demonstration of what we do on carpets now next. So basically all you're doing is if you spill something, then you get a sponge, you push it on the surface, dab it around, squirt it into an empty bowl until you've got no more water coming out or no fluid coming out. Then what you do is get yourself a clean bowl and a clean sponge ideally, or wash out the one you was using, put the sponge in the soapy water, pour that over the surface which is infected, and then repeat steps number one where you push the sponge down, squirt it into a bowl. Repeat those steps about several times. You might not need to do it that much, depending on what. If it's water, you probably get away with like 3 times. If it's something a bit more potent like squash, you probably need to do it like 6 or several times. Once you've done that and you're happy there's no more water coming out, then like I said, get yourself a damp cloth, rinse it into the tap, wring it out, and then just lightly rub it across the surface, let it dry, and you'll probably find the innocence of stains then will just disappear and your carpet will dry nice. Failing that, then obviously you can call someone like ourselves. Now what we do if we're cleaning carpets, we've got a couple of different things here. We've got what we call a traffic lane, which is in here. Now this will do things like it will remove minor stains and everything else, but it is what it is. It says what it does is traffic lane cleaner. So basically when you're walking back and forth and you've got the usual dirt off your shoes and stuff like that, that helps to break down normal dirt. And then I use that as a pre-treatment on pretty much everything. But I also got a spot remover in here, which is for fabric, carpets and sofas and stuff like that. Now this will remove ink, various things, to be honest. It will dissolve a bit of fat and grease which is maybe on your carpet. So what we're going to do is show you now what we do. So this really bad, as you've seen. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to bother with the traffic lane. I'm actually going to bother with the I'm going to do with the spot remover. So we're going to generously put this over the surface. As you can see, I'm saturating this now. Now, as I've always said on previous videos, contact time is the key. So if I'm going to spray that on and work with it straight away, am I going to get the results? No. If I leave it sit, will I get the results? Yes. The whole idea behind any chemicals, and this goes for you guys when you're using flash or death in the house, if you spray the surface, and a lot of you know are going to be watching this video thinking, yeah, I've done that, and you wipe it straight off, the only thing you're achieving is a nice smell. You're not actually going to clean it properly. So what you want is to spray it on the surface, leave it sit for at least, I would say with Dettol, about a minute. With the chemicals we use, 30 seconds to a minute. The longer you leave them, the better. So what I'm going to do, as I've been talking to you guys, this has been in there for probably 30 seconds, and the next stage for me is I'm going to use the brush the surface of the carpet, and then what I'll do is I'll give it a further treatment, let that sit in, and then I'll bring the big guns into play. So we will proceed now to brush this carpet. So go one direction, then the next direction. Right, so what I'm going to do is spray a bit more on you. Right, so we're going to leave that sit a little bit longer now and talk about the machine behind you, which we're going to pull forward. This is called the 5-Star Pro. It's a brilliant machine. It does domestic and commercial carpets. You've got a rotating brush on the bottom which finds its own level on the ground. So if you've got a deep pile carpet, then obviously the brush will lift up. If you've got a short pile like this is, because it's commercial carpet, it'll just drop straight to the floor. As you know, it's really important that I get this machine serviced quite often, which we do, and obviously clean it in between myself. Now we got the water tank here, and in here the one side is for the water and the chemical, so we put a chemical in there which will clean your carpet, and another chemical then which will make the carpet smell fresh. So the one chemical is drawing out all the dirt and cleaning the carpet, and the other one is putting the freshness back in, which is what you want. So what are we going to do now? We're going to go over this part here, and you're going to see a noticeable difference compared to the rest of it. So let's give this a go. Let's pop the camera down for there a minute so you can see what's going on. Right, we've just completed that one square now, so I'm going to pop the camera down. I'm actually going to take it out of here a sec and you can see what's going on with it. Now, as you can see, compared to the rest, it's spotlessly clean. So that's what we wanted. Now, normally what I do is I go one direction and go the other direction, but I just want to show you briefly what we do when we clean your carpets. So you've had a little tip at the beginning, and you can also see now what we're doing when we proceed to clean your carpets. Now we believe in doing things correct. and using the correct chemicals to do the job to the best of his ability for you guys. So as you can see, again, noticeable difference on that. You can see the blue in the carpet where you can see all the dirt around the edge now, where the rest of it needs a good clean. So you know what I got to do now, don't I? I can't just leave it like that, so I think I'm going to have to proceed to clean the rest of it by the looks of it. But anyway, if you're looking to get a professional carpet cleaning service and you want a company you can trust, we've got many years of experience. We're constantly going on training to update ourselves with chemicals and processes to make sure that when we're at your house, we give you the best job possible and the best cleaning your carpets, which is a thorough deep clean. So if you're looking to get your carpets cleaned and you want a professional company, hit that Clean and Fresh tab on top, go straight to our main page and book your appointment today. It's Friday, so have a good weekend and enjoy, guys, and thanks for watching this video.